When Jesus Christ was raised up, we don't believe he died as on the cross, as you know. When he was raised up, his followers and the people around him were immersed in a huge confusion. What happened to him? Where is he? And within a generation, the question came, who is he? What was he? And so one group, and these were the real disciples of Jesus Christ, like Barnabas and others, they believed, as we believe, that Jesus Christ was a prophet, a Messiah, that he was a noble person, that he obeyed the law, he was a follower of the law of Musa. Another person came along by the name of Paul, as you know, and Paul had never met Jesus Christ. And he pretends, he claims to have met him. We think this is a lie, but he says he met him. And Paul begins teaching a version of Christianity, which is a completely different version. That you have to believe in the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And most importantly, you have to believe that Jesus Christ came to abrogate the law. You don't have to follow the law. That's why the Christians don't have a sharia. They don't have a law. The Jews do have the halakha and the kosher. They circumcise themselves, right? The Christians, for them, these version of Christians, they have no law, even though Jesus Christ never ate pork and Jesus Christ was circumcised and Jesus Christ lived the life of a Jew. But modern day Christians ignore this and they say, well, Paul says that he has basically abrogated the law. And this controversy continued for 300 years. We never had any equivalent in our religion of who is God, because the question is, who is God? Is Jesus Christ God or not? Is Jesus Christ the Son of God or not? How many gods are there? Some early Christians, believe it or not, said there are 2 gods. Believe it or not, there are clear Christians that said there are 2. Some said there are 3. Some said there's 1. These are major questions, and there was a lot of controversy. One group of Christians remained firm. Modern day scholars call them Jewish Christians or Messianic Jews, that they considered Jesus Christ to be the Messiah, which is what we believe, right? And these were the real Muslims. One group of Christians were the Pauline Christians. And they said Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and he abrogated the law. And eventually, Paul never preached a Trinity, by the way. Eventually, the Trinity was added to this belief, that there's 3 gods. There are 3 that rule in heaven. Right? You never find this anywhere in the Old Testament. Again, even in the New Testament, with a lot of difficulty, you find some references to this concept. You never find it in the words of Jesus Christ. To make a long story short, so Constantine the emperor comes along. And this is in 321, he embraces Christianity. Right? And Constantine makes a huge council called the Council of Nicaea. And he invites all the bishops of the Christian world. The first time ever that all the bishops come together. And you have opposing factions. Some who say there's 1 God. Some who say there's 3. Some who say he's the Son of God. Some who say this. And Constantine basically makes a decree. And that is called the Creed, the Nicene Creed. And this creed, the Nicene Creed, says there are 3 that rule in heaven. But these 3 are not 3, but they are 1. God, and there are 3 essences of the same being. 3 usawi of the same being. Basically, I'm not a Christian theologian, so I don't want to go too deep into this, but basically 3 equals 1 in a very simplistic manner, right? This is the Nicene Creed. Now, the main opponent of the Nicene Creed at the meeting was a man by the name of Arius. And after this meeting, Constantine says he has to be executed, because obviously he doesn't agree with this. Arius did not agree with the Trinity. Arius was the main opponent of the Nicene Creed. Arius fled for his life, and he fled down south. What is down south? Somewhere, well, this is now the theory. This is the theory now. And Allah knows that he fled down. And the Nicene Creed spread to the official Roman Empire and every single version of Christianity afterwards. There's 3 main branches in our times: Catholics, Protestants, and Orthodox, right? And then there are the modern ones, the Seventh-day Adventists and the Mormons and that. But the 3 classical branches, Catholics, Protestant, Orthodox, they all go back to the Nicene Creed. Those that are pre-Nicene Creed have all disappeared. There's not a single branch of Christianity that is existent in our times that was of the original pre-Nicene Creed Christianities, right? But it is legend that some small versions of it survived in pockets. This legend, I believe it, and you should believe it because it's mentioned in hadith. We mentioned some of these hadith. Remember Salman al-Farsi? Remember Salman al-Farsi? What was his story? What did his priest tell him? I don't know of anybody left upon my religion except that guy. Go to him. Remember that story? Right? And then he goes and he goes until finally when he meets the last one, what does that guy say? I don't know anybody left upon our version of Christianity. Didn't he say that? Right? And that version of Christianity was true Islam. And therefore there is a theory that Ashuma, Najashi, was influenced by Arius's group. And therefore when Islam came to him, that's why instantaneously, what did he say? What did Najashi say? This comes from the same well as Jesus Christ came from. Right? He instantaneously recognized it. And this is the theory that because Arius's influence was in that part of Africa, we know this for a fact, perhaps some of those influences remained, and therefore Najashi was influenced by that.